The adaptation of single variable calculus, its first iteration, is done, and I want to talk about it. Okay, so if you're new, Project Ulim aims to deliver a world-class computer science education for free. And the content part of that is basically adapting MIT OpenCourseWare content into the format of Khan Academy. So where are we in that process? Well, I've just finished the first course that I've adapted, which is single variable calculus. And I guess a few questions that we can go through and talk about that I want to touch on is what came out, what other stuff happened behind the scenes that you can't see right now, what are a few other things that are going to possibly take place in the future, how does the adaptation of this change future plans, what's going to happen moving forward. Those are all things that I want to address. First, what came out? Well, you can see a bunch of math content, a bunch of videos, and a giant playlist under single variable calculus came out. And in fact, there's 10.9 hours of math content in there. And that 10.9 hours represents, okay, I went through all of MIT's single variable calculus course, and I cross-referenced with Khan Academy's Calculus BC course. And I said, okay, what is MIT teaching that Khan Academy doesn't have on their website? So that is what that 10.9 hours represents. Now, additionally, I need to state that this video content I'm seeing as a first iteration, okay? I'm not credentialed, and that needs to be said. But I need to also say that everything on here is an adaptation. That's why I keep saying it's an adaptation, because if you go through these videos, you can check out the descriptions and it will link you back to the MIT content. Because again, all of this is licensed under a Creative Commons license. So you can go back, look at the original MIT content. My hope as the person adapting this stuff is to remain true to the rigor and quality and accuracy of the MIT content, but also introduce it into this Khan Academy format and have them married together. So that's what I hope you see in the adaptation. And I'm seeing it as a first iteration. I would love comments, feedback. I would love to get this formally reviewed in the future, but I would love comments and feedbacks on how this can get better, what can be improved so that we can make it as good as possible. That's what we're after. Now, that's the video content, and you can go check it out. Again, Creative Commons license in the description. Along with the video content, this is what you can't see, is a bunch of problems. Basically, every problem that you would have seen in the MIT course, I've taken and I've written out line-by-line solutions and explanations for all of them in the Khan Academy format. So that as you go through, you're gonna get served these MIT problems, and if you get stuck on some, you get a full, nice line-by-line solution with an explanation in there. And there are 835 problems, fresh new problems that you can work on, and I would say probably 90 to 95% of these are MIT problems. And the remaining percentage is whenever I came across a smaller bank of problems that didn't have enough to fill out kind of a quiz that you could serve somebody, and if they didn't do well on that quiz, well then they would get served the same questions, and we want to avoid that as much as possible. So I tried to have enough so that if you didn't do well on a quiz, you would get served brand new problems, and that's what the remaining percentage problems represent. But mostly, again, they're MIT problems. And what's so cool about this, and why I'm so excited about it, is everything is interlaid with the Khan Academy Calculus BC content, so that you just go through Khan Academy BC just as you would, and you'll seamlessly run into the MIT content. And it should feel like a nice progression, a nice transition. Yes, the MIT stuff is a little bit harder in some regards, but everything there is to help you get through it and do really well on it. And I think there's enough there, especially with the preceding Khan Academy content, that if you need extra support or anything like that with some problems, you have everything you need to pass those things. So I think that is really cool, and it should feel, again, I'm really hoping for this seamless transition as you go through. And the cool part is, I think it's a meaningful iteration. What I mean by that, the MIT content, if you already know how to do math and stuff and you can do the MIT stuff, no problem, that is just going to feel supernatural to you. And it's actually probably catered towards you as the audience because they're MIT lectures, and that's the audience of an MIT lecture, MIT students. Now, the Khan Academy stuff, I think, is a little more vanilla in their problems. So I think marrying the two of them allows you to seamlessly progress, if you need that extra support content, to the harder stuff. And what that ends up happening in the end, more people get through than they otherwise would, I think. If they were to just go to the MIT stuff, they might get intimidated, get lost, get stuck, and not have anywhere to go. This allows them to at least go back. They have more support content. There's more explanations. There's line-by-line solutions. Everything in there is to help more people get through. And I think that's super exciting. So that's the content that is coming out. You'll be able to see the videos, and eventually when a site gets up, all the practice problems will be on that site that you can interact with. That's the content. What I'd like to comment on next is moving forward in making more of these courses. I'm going to be working on multivariable calculus next. A few things that I've noticed from this first iteration, this first adaptation. It took 792 hours to adapt single variable calculus. Way longer than I thought. Now, something needs to be said in regards to that. The actual going through the course again, going through all the problems on paper, all the exams on paper, doing the videos, scripting the videos, creating all the licensing information for all the videos, figuring out where those videos sequence in the Khan Academy stuff, that didn't take any longer than I thought it would. That actually mapped to my expectations. What took extremely long and is fascinatingly absurd to me is taking those problems that I've already done on paper and transferring them into these design documents in the computer where I then have to create line-by-line solutions and explanations. That process from paper to the computer takes forever, and I still don't fully understand why that is. So I'm trying to make that process go faster and try to come up with solutions in making that go faster so that more of these courses can get out, a site can get built, and this can get into people's hands, and this can start solving the actual problem that we're here to solve, making a full world-class computer science education for free. So we're here to deliver that, and courses need to get out faster, so I'm actively trying to solve that problem. But overall, that's where we're at. You can check out the new math content. I'd love to get some feedback on it. And you can check out, again, in all of the descriptions, go check out Khan Academy, go check out MIT OpenCourseWare. They're incredible. This is licensed under a Creative Commons license, and its sole goal is to make the other stuff look better and hopefully combine some things to make something a meaningful iteration. But go check out OpenCourseWare, go check out Khan Academy. They're incredible. And go check out the Creative Commons licensing if you have questions about that. And I'd love your feedback. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.